CP.
Are you serious? He's gone! 40, 30, Portis all the way! Touchdown Redskins, 64 yards!
26 minutes.
He's pretty sharp, He'll coach you up on the Miami guys and everything else. He's kind of fun to be around. Got an opinion too.
I've been blessed to have the opportunity to go out and be myself and say the things that I say, and for the outside world, they can deal with it how they deal with it.
26 minutes with Clinton Portis. CP. Teach him something.
What's up? Welcome to 26 Minutes. I'm your host, CP, joined by the co-host, the lovely Monica McNutt for episode 68, 26 Minutes. Hey, man, if y'all been riding with us, man, we've been rolling. You know what I mean? We've been rolling.
Episode
window
what?
down, hands out the window. You ever get behind the driver? They got his hands out the window or feet out the window while he's driving?
Hands, yes. Foot. I used to see that when I lived in Florida. Yeah.
Is it the worst thing you could ever possibly do? Because they're not in a rush to go anywhere. And if you behind them,
They chilling.
they just having one of those days. Like, hey, it don't matter.
That's very factual. It depends. Sometimes, we need to be slowed down in life a little bit.
So basically, you're telling me you're one of those drivers.
I have been known to put, not out the window, but I definitely drive my foot in the chair. It's fine.
Well, we got some good news. I think it's good news. Colin Kaepernick hosting a private workout on Saturday. This should be good news. Like, people should be excited because when you look at the quarterback play around the NFL, Cap definitely deserves to be on the team playing somewhere because you have a lot of poop at the quarterback position.
I like that edit.
The NFL is supposedly giving him an opportunity in Atlanta this weekend to put his skill set on display. It's happening on a Saturday. I feel like this is a setup to say, hey, we gave him an opportunity. This workout is happening on Saturday in Atlanta. Every team in the NFL travels on Saturday that's playing an away game, and every team that's at home is preparing, so you're not going to get most of the big wigs. You can, but I don't think you will.
So you have to tell me how an organization works, because can you send a scout who's not involved with the game?
You could send. That's what the scouting department is.
That's what I'm
the scouting
saying.
department don't. But the big wigs, you want for Colin Kaepernick workout. You want decision makers. You want the GMs. You want the president. Like,
Okay.
you want the team owners to get an opportunity to watch Cap and his progression. It's hard for a scout to just come back and be like, oh, he had a good workout, or he was doing this, he was doing that. They kind of need to see it firsthand.
It will also be available on film, though.
I know, but I just feel like for a pro day, for a top player at pro day, all the owners go, or all the GMs go. You see, for a big pro day. I feel like Cap getting this opportunity is big because when he exited the NFL, he was actually a year or two removed from
Super Bowl, right?
NFC Championship game. I know. Did they go to the Super Bowl?
That
NFC Championship game.
he was in the Super Bowl when Beyonce shut the lights down in New Orleans.
Oh, well, okay. So there you have it. And now it's taken 3 years to get this opportunity. They finally give it to him. But I feel like this front is so quiet. Like it's so quiet, and it's been a year of backups and, injuries that I don't really think he's going to get his opportunity.
So let's rewind a couple things. You said that this is a good look. The workout in and of itself is a good look. A little confusing why it will be on a Saturday, because the people that you want to be there will not have time to put their eyes on it.
Well, owners, all teams got private planes, and they can get down and back in the day, so they could. But I just feel like it's going to be an excuse, like, oh, it was Saturday, and we couldn't.
Got it. So this morning, walking out of the house to come do our fantastic pod, Stephen A. Smith says, according to his sources, Cap will be on the roster in the next couple of weeks. Best case scenario from this workout. What happens And then who? Because it's not about, to your point, it's not about his ability to perform at the position. It's about an organization being willing to take on all that he has stood for, even if this non-disclosure or whatever he signed with the league means that he won't be kneeling moving forward. He still very much represents a movement.
Yeah, but I kind of think that movement has passed us by. With his signing, I don't think it's going to bring back to the forefront that movement. I think that movement got watered down and washed away into the kneeling and the disrespect of the troops, which we had an opportunity to go visit. So I think they watered that movement down and took what the entire meaning of it was away. So
okay, I feel you on that, and I agree in the assessment of his intent and the power that it had at its height. But we're on the other side of it where we weren't offended, right? But do you think military, strong, staunch contrast to what Colin Kaepernick was doing, who may make up a large contingent of a fan base, has moved on the other side as well?
Well, I think military should understand it was never about them.
I think, and most seem to do that to me.
Yeah. So I think if you could get those people to understand, it's not the disrespect to the flag or the country. It was more about injustice in the communities. Mm-hmm. And that's what the whole movement was. And giving the same opportunity in every community, finding a way to understand the impoverished communities. If you could get that understanding, then I think it would be easy to move on. But at this stage, being that you already went through the settlement and all the hoopla that came with it, the circus that surrounded it, coming back, I think it's more of you could do this, but not on our field. Pre-game, the kneeling, like the antics that went along with it, you can't bring back to the field.
I got you. So who taking a shot? He performs well at his air quotes around pro day at this workout.
So
we got teams that need. We got teams that have.
Well, I think hands down, every team could use him as a backup quarterback.
Okay.
That's instant. Hands down, every team in the NFL could use him as a backup quarterback.
Okay.
But as a starting quarterback, for your starting quarterback options, you look at Indianapolis, right? Brissett hurt. Indy would be decent. Chicago, Mitchell Trubisky has struggled the entire season. Tampa Bay, Jameis Winston will probably be out. So you look at Tennessee. They bench Marcus Mariota. Offense is already set up to run what Cap is familiar with because that's what they ran with Mariota. They benched Mariota for Bortles, correct? Mm-hmm. So you have places, you have teams that need a playmaker. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's going.
They bench Andy Dalton, and their backup quarterback, I don't think he's the answer.
We're definitely not going to dive into politics, but
Denver.
Of the places that you just mentioned, if we just quick what I know of red and blue, Denver and Chicago.
Denver, Chicago, and Tennessee would be the three options.
Tennessee, I gotta check the.
Tennessee is the main one that has the offense set up for Cap skill set.
Yeah, but you're saying you're looking at that side of it. I'm looking at where those cities are located and what the overwhelming political side of it is.
Oh yeah, so if he ended up in Chicago or Denver is just full of stoners. That would be perfect for him. No, I'm just saying for a community that's not. Denver is a
little bit more progressive.
Sports. It's a sports community. Chicago as well. You know, Chicago is a place that's dominated by African Americans. Mm-hmm. A lot of successful African Americans. So I think Chicago or Denver would be excellent fits for
percentage.
him.
Do you expect him to be on a roster this season?
I hope he's on a roster.
Percentage.
What is it? Week 10. We're going into week 10. If you put him on a roster, that opens up the door for him to play next year. Yeah.
What percentage do you have that he lands on a roster this season?
I say it's 50-50.
Okay.
I say it's 50-50 because I don't think his skill set is what's keeping him off of rosters. You see what I'm saying?
Facts. We agree on that.
People already know he's fast. You know he can sling the ball downfield. You know, and especially in a workout that's already set up, you know, for situations. I mean, why would you throw an incompletion? You're throwing against air. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to see from him? His body, he's in shape. You know, when you look at his bench press and his 40 time, are you going to get really excited about it? You already knew he was going to perform this way.
Right.
So what in his workout will you see that's going to be like, oh, nah, he lost it?
You won't see anything, but it comes down to an organization that's willing to get on board for whatever may come with it. You may be right. We may be past the height of it, but you still need an organization to say, we're going to take a shot.
Well, we need to take a shot at these Bills.
The fantasy football season is right around the corner, except we're probably in it. It's really intense right now if your team's any good. The season, there are more ways to win than ever this season because FanDuel has more ways to win cash prizes and once-in-a-lifetime experiences during every single game, every single week. Never played FanDuel fantasy football before? Great, because new users get a $5 bonus with their first deposit. Sign up for FanDuel now and get $20 in total bonus. Just make sure you make your first deposit to get started, and you'll find an extra $5 in site credit every week for 4 weeks. Go to FanDuel.com/FFT or download the FanDuel app. This is the tricky one. You should read this one since you talk about my Georgetown education. That joy is confusing.
Every touchdown is a gift. What's another great gift? Virginia Lottery holiday games. Everyone loves getting a chance to win during the holiday season. And the lottery lineup of holiday games has something for every budget and adult on your holiday shopping list. For $1, you can play the naughty or nice scratcher and have a chance to win up to $1,000. The $2 holiday cash game gives players a shot at winning up to $20,000. $5,000 overload features 305,000 prizes in the entire game. The Holiday 7 Multiplier Scratcher is a clear way to have fun. And $600 holiday bonus cash is loaded with over 600 prizes in the entire game. And don't forget that you can play holiday-themed re-games on your mobile device with Mobile Play from the Virginia Lottery. All you need is the Virginia Lottery app and to be a lottery retailer. Give the gift of Virginia Lottery holiday games and put some points on the scoreboard in the hearts of your family and friends.
Oh.
Done you.
I could never
Done you.
This saved my life. I was like, this is a lot of numbers here. I can't.
Back on 26 minutes. Look, man, I think the MVP odds of the NFL. First off, this is the most MVP candidates we've ever had.
Top 5.
At mid-season. Oh, top 5 is easy. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey. Who would you be on? You probably could get a defensive MVP. Who?
Well, recency bias, Clowney.
I was about to say that. I would say if a defensive MVP, Clowney would definitely be in the conversation.
Or you gotta talk about Bosa too, though.
No, I don't think Bosa yet.
Okay.
But because Bosa is still surprising people. But for what he's doing, Clowney, are you kidding me? Like, bro, this man had 8 pressures by himself. And he was going up against a Pro Bowl tackle. It wasn't a backup or, I just filled this guy in. He was going up against a Pro Bowl tackle and kicking his butt up and down the field. There was nothing you could do with it.
Okay, so before we get all the way into the MVP conversation, we've had some really good early in the season. I guess those were Sunday night games initially. Maybe I feel like Monday night has given us some treasures, but
no, Monday night. The first good Monday night game was actually this week. We do Monday night football.
So, but we had the first 2 weeks of the season. There must have been Sunday night games. I can't remember now, but I remember.
Yeah, I think Sunday night games have been good, but Monday night games up to this week have been horrible. It seems like they switched the Thursday night games to Monday night, and the Monday night games to Thursday this season.
All right, so post game Monday night, Russell Wilson talks about not ever being a part of a game with that much swing, momentum, back and forth. Your takeaway. We know that the Niners are the real deal. It's not a bad loss, obviously. It was a great game. Moving forward, which of those two teams are you taking?
For one, it was division rivalry.
Right.
Division rivalry. So anytime anybody could win. For Seattle to do this in San Fran, in Candlestick, makes it even better because Seattle wasn't home. We know Seattle gets an advantage at home with their crowd and their support. The swings in that game, you're down 10-0, you go up, you're right back down. Like it was so many guys that stepped up with the opportunity to make plays that capitalized.
Absolutely.
Because when you see Metcalf right before the half going in to score, and all of a sudden the cornerback snatches the ball
That was crazy.
out of his hand in the end zone after running down the sideline. All of a sudden he comes back, reestablished, gets into the field of play, snatches the ball out in the end zone. Like that change. Then you get to the field goals. Then you get to Russell Wilson and the interception, which you felt like deflated Seattle because they had just driven downfield in perfect position, and you throw the pick. And San Fran has all the upside, and they're driving and they're going back downfield, and all of a sudden you have to punt. All of a sudden you shank the field goal. And what makes that so going back before that field goal, you get an opportunity. It's your last time out. Challenge that play, because if you don't get it, you're kicking the field goal anyway. But if that's a first down, which most people would say that was a first down because he was laying on his teammate's body, he never touched the ground. So if you challenge the spot of the ball, maybe you get that first down. So I feel like it was some mismanagement, even with them having an opportunity in overtime where they went 3 and out, throwing the ball. I mean, to close the game. They go 3 and out off passing the ball. You got to hand the ball off. You hand the ball off if you have a successful first play, because Seattle don't have any timeouts. If you have a successful pickup on your first play, now you go hurry up and you try to move it. If you don't, you let the time run off. They threw 3 incompletions, which stopped the clock every time. I think it took like 22 or 25 seconds off the clock, and then you give Seattle the ball back to march downfield and win the game. So it was so many highs and lows. Like I was in group text with the kids, and it was 12-something, and they still arguing over who winning the game. I couldn't even be like, take y'all
Go
butt
to
to
bed.
sleep. You know what I mean? Like, hey, don't y'all got school tomorrow? It was just like, watch it. I'm watching too. I'm responding to them, and like every time something happened, it was just back and forth. It was a really exciting game.
Minus the shank, which
That changed his life forever.
Forever.
If he makes that kick, he's being picked up the moment that he's released from San Fran, and he's the starting kicker for some organization.
Okay, but literally, that's how close San Francisco was to a win. To me, I'm saying that's close, as in that's close, but obviously being able to do that is a skill. Who are you taking of those? Like, if we see those two teams again, division final.
I like Seattle.
Because?
And the reason I like Russell Wilson is a maniac.
So.
And I've never, up until this year, I've always watched Russell Wilson. I watched him in college at NC State when he went to Wisconsin to transfer. I always thought he was a really good quarterback. So I watched Russell Wilson over his entire career. I've never paid attention to Russell Wilson the way that I watch him now, to appreciate how talented he really is, how he moves in the pocket, how he's never getting hit, how he delivers. Like, this man is throwing dime after dime after dime in its only place. Like, with his accuracy and mobility, I don't think we've ever saw that in the NFL. Accuracy and mobility. You've seen some accurate quarterbacks and you've seen some mobile quarterbacks. But for one player to have both, I think Russell Wilson, hands down, is the most accurate mobile quarterback, smartest quarterback that I've ever seen.
So the very same reason that you're praising him, are you also, though, concerned? Because he's basically the lifeblood for Seattle.
I'm not concerned because I see Metcalf growing. I see Chris Carson coming on, and they just signed the wide receiver from New England, who's going to end up with a major role. You see, they went to Josh Gordon in key critical situations. You just couldn't have him on the field when you were doing your 2-minute drive because he don't know your 2 minutes.
Okay.
But in numerous critical situations, they went to Josh Gordon. He was the person that bailed him out.
Okay. I'm just asking because he's carrying a lot, and we've seen now Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes, their defense also is exposed on another level. Same thing in Baltimore, though.
So I was just about to say, Seattle defense, out of all of those teams, so you look at San Francisco, Garoppolo is not going to be the answer. Garoppolo can't.
He's not steady to you?
No. He's inaccurate. He was shaking during that game.
So he missed somebody on the sideline.
He missed numerous players.
That was
the
glaring.
Balls high that should have been picked. Like Seattle dominated that game and had plenty of opportunities. They dropped like 3 picks from the fourth quarter to halftime that should have ended that game. So I don't think Jimmy G is the answer. And with that head coach and Kyle Shanahan, that you have a running game that's pounding people. Go back to your running game. Like you're in a shootout, but it's a tie ball game. Go back to the running game. Your running game is one of the most dangerous running games in the NFL because you have running back by committee and Telvin Coleman and Breida. Breida went down, but Coleman go right back to him.
That was a fun game. We'll be talking about it for a long time.
So your MVP?
I would like to just go rogue and give my MVP to Christian McCaffrey just because everybody's like, well, I want running back, well, I want. But so what? I mean, if we're having a conversation on teams that are most successful, is Seattle, at least in this mix of MVP candidates. Seattle, the Ravens look good. Shout out to you, dog, because everybody's finally on your bandwagon about the Ravens coming out of their division. I'm going Russell and Lamar is where I'm at, honestly.
So thank you for the shout out, but remember my best backs.
Dalvin Cook. Christian McCaffrey.
Saquon Barkley.
You think they should load manage him? Do you buy that?
Yeah, I think they should sit him down. He's not healthy, and they're not going anywhere. You're playing for a pick right now. So,
whoa, NBA culture infiltrating the NFL.
You have to.
Okay.
You sit your best player down. You don't want him because he's playing with small injuries that's going to lead to a major injury. It's 13 carries for 1 yard. That's almost impossible.
You have to secure the bag, and in this case, that means sit the bag down.
That means pay the bills.
Redskins defensive lineman number 93, Jonathan Allen, hates to lose. So he's teaming up with Papa John's and you to help donate to Sasha Bruce Youth Work, helping homeless children in our region every day. Team 93 needs you to make it a winning day for your family and these special children. You'll get a large 2-topping pizza and an order of wings for just $20, and Papa John's will donate 93 cents to Sasha Bruce Youth Work for every single order. Play to eat, play to give, but play to win, because nobody wants to lose. Helping people improve their lives is what should drive business. That's the belief at Koch Industries, which employs more than 65,000 people across America. The team at Koch works together to meet the world's changing needs in transportation, medical care, water filtration, household goods, energy-efficient building products, and everyday technologies, all while consuming fewer resources. See the innovations firsthand at kochindustries.com.
I'm trying to meet that boy Clinton Portis, though. They say that boy, they say he's smooth on his feet. I'm trying to teach him something.
Teach him something.
Teach him something.
We've been talking about football having some exciting games, but I think sports is becoming neutralized.
Neutralized?
I won't say neutralized. I guess even.
Parody?
And when I say sports is becoming even, like anyone could beat anyone. We just saw Evansville.
I don't even know what their mascot is.
No one does. We just saw Evansville knock off number 1 Kentucky. Now, you say Evansville and like almighty Kentucky, but it's the small, intricate storylines that's in this. Walter McCarty, former Kentucky great, head coach at Evansville, his hometown.
Whoops, sorry. Little research. Get ready for the holidays.
His hometown, Evansville. I'm so glad that wasn't. his hometown of Evansville, and he go knock off Kentucky at home.
Big Blue goes down.
But the next thing is, when you look at the stat line and you see teams going 6 for 40 from the 3-point line, at what point are you going to drive to the bucket? At what point are you going to settle for the foul line? Why would you continuously shoot threes if you're Kentucky?
So, I got Kentucky as 4 for 17. Oof, 23% from 3. Here's the thing.
23% from 3 and you still shoot.
Here's the thing. As a shooter, shooters shoot, right? Like, you're going to shoot yourself out this slump. However, and I only caught, like, the last 3 minutes of that game. I walked in and was like, so did they have, like, a Ja Morant that we didn't know about on this team or something? Like, what's happening? That was not the case. I do think that this is probably the first time where we're seeing Kyle is going to have to do far more legwork on this team in terms of focus and perhaps even dealing with arrogance than maybe he's had to do in the past. I think his teams, he's accustomed to getting guys that are so far and away more talented. But to your point, when you look at college basketball, far more parity than we're accustomed to seeing. It is super early in the season. Do I expect Evansville to even win their conference? I'm not 100% sure. But to be able to capitalize in that moment, hats off to them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like when you're ranked number 1, like your expectations
Target.
is go through the season. First off, you know you're a target.
They weren't going to stay 1, though. You know that.
Yeah, but you're not going to lose to Evansville.
Now, that is a bye game. You're absolutely right.
You're not going to lose to Evansville. And to go out and see that, it's just because you have so many of these upsets. You know, like even if you look at college football or the teams that others are losing to, you like, how? Like, that is impossible to lose to that team. Impossible. But you see it happen week in, week out due to focus. I don't think this generation appreciates the effort it takes to maintain. Like when you hear, oh, I'm number 1, it's just like, I'm number 1. And you're cool with that compared to saying I'm number 1 and we're going to stay this way. We're not going to, like the Floyd Mayweather mentality.
Here's the only other thing I would say about this particular upset. It's something that we see happen in the NCAA tournament. Kentucky's freshmen and sophomores, maybe. This team at Evansville have not checked out the roster per se, but I would be willing to guess that there's a strong contingent of upperclassmen who just seized on the moment in a way that you only can get with seasoning and experience, no matter how talented you are.
Well, speaking of talented, one of my favorite players in the NBA draft last year, which we had this discussion numerous times.
We did.
And I said, Kobe White is the man. And, hey, some people say, okay, we like him. He's okay. 7 3-pointers in the fourth quarter last night.
Lights out.
And he on fast breaks. This man,
beautiful.
He got that glow like Bruce Leroy.
It's beautiful. I love pure shooting. So how about we get Kobe in a Head and Shoulders commercial alongside Patrick Mahomes and Troy Polamalu? How fantastic would that be?
Well, I don't have hair, and neither do you.
Neither do I, but it would be a great commercial. He does some work with Express menswear. Anyway, I think Kobe White is easily a sleeper for Rookie of the Year.
After that performance, it's no longer a sleeper. When you have that kind of performance, now all of a sudden your respect level changes. That's like, I remember when Devin Booker burst onto the scene, and I had been like, Devin Booker is cold. And then all of a sudden, I think he went for 60 or something in a game. And now everybody, the world take notice. Like this was, I'm putting you on notice right now, then I'm coming. I'm up next.
Obviously, he's not going to be that torrid from 3 every night.
It don't matter. You did it once, but your confidence is there to go out and have. Like, remember the first time Clay had 20-something points in a quarter? It was like, oh, this is crazy. Then Steph came right back, and he went for more, like 24 or something, and people was like, oh, this is unreal. Then Clay come back and go for like 28 or 30. You're like, that's all you need is that one performance to say I have arrived. Like once you get that staple performance and realize you could do it, it's on and popping.
Kobe White, Tyler Hero, Ja Morant.
Oh, Tyler Hero is on fire in Miami. I like Ja Morant. I actually like the kid from Cleveland.
Not Sexton. He's in his second
No,
year.
not Sexton.
Garland. Julius Garland.
Yeah.
Here's the thing when we talk about Rookie of the Year. Will it be solely based on their rookie performances, or will their teams matter? Because, there's a crew out there that argues that Chicago could get in the playoffs this year. I don't know what Miami's going to do.
Miami is playing solid, and they don't even have Deion Waiters right now. So imagine when Waiters come back.
Skirt! Stop the presses. Let's discuss
crazy.
this.
He's crazy.
Do you throw your teammate under? Okay, recap. Y'all know Deion had the non-Haribo gummy worms, created an issue, passed out, whatever. He did not voice an opinion, or he did not voice who gave them to them. He just took the heat. See what I did there? Do you, how do you play this? Because this is now like, dog, you are you serious? You let your mans eat a bag of unofficial gummy worms, like or gummy bears or whatever?
Listen, so as I know that there are guys on every team that's doing something like that. So with that,
you mean has the gummy bears, not allowing?
Brownies,
okay, yeah, okay, got it.
That. And I've seen that happen before. I have. I've seen that happen before, where a guy just like he was like, and woke up probably like 40 minutes later, and picked up the conversation where he felt like he was still at, not realizing he had been asleep like this for like 40 minutes. So for that to happen to Waiters and for him to freak out and for his just track record, I think it was his track record because somebody else on that team had to also do it. I don't think he was the only one.
See, I'm just disappointed because there was a point 2 years ago where we were like excited about Deion Waiters and like what he could be in the league.
OKC, my team, when he left OKC and went on to Miami to have this success.
I'll always slightly hate on him because he went to Syracuse, but I'm like, when did we get to this version from that guy?
Hey, you never know what people are dealing with off the
It's
field.
true.
You never know what people have going on in life. But what we do know is 26 Minutes has officially ended. For Monica McNutt, I'm CP. Peace out.
At Coke, our 67,000 U.S. employees make things that make your game days better, like fertilizer for greener turf and stronger paper products for tailgating. Viewing the game from your couch? Coke also makes the electronic components in TVs and smart devices so you can watch your Redskins victory anywhere. Coke, we make that. See it all at KOCHmakesthat.com. That's CokeMakesThat.com.
Locally owned Novec has competitive rates and some of the highest customer satisfaction ratings among electric utilities in Virginia. Novec members are receiving more than $4 million in cashback credits in December, and they enjoy the most reliable power in the region. Novec is growing its renewable energy supply, including more solar. Novec, power you can trust.
Time to tailgate. We have my Honda CR-V with class-leading cargo space, so I can bring the grill. Cousin Bobby's Honda Pilot with seating for 8, and my brother's Honda Ridgeline loaded with fun features like in-bed speakers and an in-bed trunk. Nothing left to do now but sit back and wait for kickoff. Who wants a hot dog?
Get more this season with a great deal on a new Honda, perfect for tailgating. See your local Honda dealer today.
Your heart works hard, and sometimes its parts need repair. That's what we do at Innova's Structural Heart Program in Fairfax. With outcomes that exceed the national average, we're a leader in both minimally invasive repair techniques and surgery to address heart valve disease. Give your heart the benefit of care from Innova Heart and Vascular Institute. Find an Innova physician by visiting innovaheart.org/valve. Innova. Join the future of health.
Hi, it's Larry Michael with the Redskins Park update. A cold day here at Redskins Park. The team on the practice field for the next couple days. Kickoff Sunday, 1 o'clock, the New York Jets visiting FedEx Field. And it'll be the first game started by Dwayne Haskins Jr. in FedEx Field as the Redskins starting quarterback. Earlier on Wednesday, Dwayne Haskins at the podium says he's very excited about the opportunity, looking forward to help this team get some wins. The entire press conference can be seen and heard at Redskins.com. Also comments from interim head coach Bill Callahan as well on Monday after practice. That's today's Redskins Park update.